Hello to all my friends out there. So, I had a terrible time getting home. I decided to go down to the thrift store and see if I could find one or two items. And I was in a totally different city. And my son called and said, "Don't go home. There's protests." I go, "Are you kidding?" No, I'm not kidding. There was protesters and counter protesters. Yes. In La Mesa. And so, I had to stay gone all day because I didn't want to get caught in the middle of the traffic or the protesters. So, I want to make myself a grilled tuna sandwich because I had half a can of Walmart tuna left. So that's about 34 cents. So I had bread in the freezer, so I buttered it when it was frozen. And then, I just made the half a can of tuna with mayonnaise, mustard, and pickle relish. So I've been cutting 1/3 of the bread off and having one sandwich, but it's actually almost 6 o'clock. And I just now got home, so now I'm really hungry. Oh my goodness. And so when I came home, the helicopters were still out there. I didn't know what happened. And I saw women walking with babies in strollers, and I thought, oh my goodness, that is... if these, it was 1 month ago when we had the Walmart or the protests, and there's a second wave. So I froze my orange juice. So my orange juice is like this is the juice of one orange is like a slush. So if you have kids, okay. So I finally got home. So I want to stay as closely to my meal plans as I possibly can, you guys. So here is the 2 meal plans. I'm just going to eat whatever I have. So I had the half a can tuna, so that's what I want to use. Okay, now, if any of you saw the video by Dana Coverstone, let's see, I wrote it. Where is it? He said that there would be, I tried to post his actual video, and in his dream of brace yourself, he saw protests. This was long before the protests, and people were fighting amongst each other. The protesters were fighting in his prophecy amongst each other, and at the time I thought, how could that ever happen? Well, what could happen is like what happened today. We had protesters and we had counter protesters. Okay, it's possible that the counter, so I saved my half pieces of fruit from yesterday. It's possible that the counter protesters were La Masons, saying we're not letting someone rip our businesses and city up again. And then the protesters sent like helpless women and babies, which, I would say, if I was going to hazard a guess, that those were poor women that they paid to expose themselves and their babies to the corona. And I think that is very awful myself. I mean, you have to be careful. These people who care about you and pay you to expose your young women and their babies to a deadly virus. I peeled my apple with the potato peeler. Those are not your friends. Anyone, any pastor, any leader who tries to lead the people into danger is a wolf in sheep's clothes. Okay, in Dana Coverstone's vision, he said he saw wolves running all over. And I thought, yeah, wolves in sheep's clothing, there to help you and get you and your children infected with the corona. Those are wolves in sheep's clothing, so beware for that. We might possibly have corrupt people willing to further their agenda by endangering women and children. I saw them walking when I came home, and I thought, oh wow. And so my son's friend walked by and he snapped a picture. If you would like to see it, it's on my Twitter. And I posted the Dana Coverstone video. I tried to find his own video, you know, like out of the mouth of the actual person, you know. So at the time he posted, I thought, well, you know, how would, you know, Americans be fighting against Americans? Well, protesters and counter-protesters. My advice is don't get involved in this stuff. Like me, I stayed totally out of the city. If my life matters, I don't want to endanger my life to further the agenda of people. Another thing is that area right there is by the police department. Last time they just let the population tear, that's where my bank is, tear it up. So if something happens, what makes you think that they're going to protect you? They're going to come to your aid because you're standing up for the city. Oh no, that's not safe, you guys. So I'm saving my seeds, all the seeds, you know, I possibly can, in case, what we want to do is we want to grow food, even if we have to grow it inside, you know. So I posted 3 videos. One of the videos that, no, there's 4 videos. One of the videos is very bad. A very bad thing happened. The search continues for 7 Marines and 1 sailor missing off the coast of San Clemente Island Friday. I don't know if they found them, but the problem we're having is they've been finding great white sharks here in the area, and so we actually know someone who fell into the ocean and was never recovered. So I hope they recover the bodies, but so far they have not recovered the bodies. So this is a cheap, see I have my tuna fish in there for a hot tuna fish sandwich. So we have the great, they've captured, this particular fisherman captured 7 babies. And if you've never seen a baby white shark, go to my Twitter. And another thing that was kind of interesting is the Pope was in Africa, I think this last week. Okay, it's good to go. I don't want to put it on here and get my sandwich wet. So I have my vegetables, I have my tea, I have some, so be thinking about this this meal plan thing. And when you buy your food, say, okay, maybe I will buy a big container of oatmeal and some powdered milk so I can have cereal and milk for breakfast no matter what. And then I will consider sandwich meat or lunch meat, you know, so that I can get by. And then dinner, what I've come up with, the meal plan I've come up with. Oh, and if you guys have any, can you please let us know? That's how I got the Oslo meal plan for lunch. But what I have is half a plate of vegetables, 1/4 carb, and 1/4 meat. And I said that wrong. It's on the low carb diet, you're giving up carbs and sugar. which throws you into ketosis. I think the better strategy is to get a balanced meal like this, and this is supposed to include 1 cup milk, but if you're eating cereal and milk for breakfast, you should be getting your milk. Okay, you guys, please. And if you have a dinner plan, can you leave it under comments? And God bless you all.